Well, here we are. So the last time you heard me on this channel, I was covering the series finale, as a lot of people consider it the series finale of the first show for Ninjago. I consider Ninjago to be split into multiple different endings. You got the season 2 ending, which is not really the true end I take. I personally take the end of Ninjago at season 10, March of the Oni. I think that is a good ending point for the series for me. That's when these two guys right here left the series. They were officially off the show, and it just felt like a good wrap up. Now, we did have Ninjago Crystallized, which also wrapped up the general story there again. You brought the Overlord back in, you brought some older villains back again and all that stuff, and a lot of people didn't like it. I don't think it was done that well, but I think they did the Overlord pretty well, and it was cool to see him again. But yeah, it wasn't like the greatest ending. Now, Ninjago is in a whole different phase now, and I am not the biggest fan of what they're doing now, for sure. I know they've been doing the Dragon's Rising spin-off, which we knew was coming when Crystallize ended, so I knew it was coming. I knew Ninjago was going to continue on. I'm glad that there's new people out there getting into Ninjago. That's going into a new path. Maybe one day they'll end up doing something here that I really do love. But for me, Ninjago has really ended, and that's kind of why this channel just hasn't really been back. This channel really was to cover Ninjago early on, years and years ago. And you know what? This is a big enough news announcement to pipe in here and just kind of give my thoughts. I don't know what the heck this is. I don't know what this is going to be, but this is probably the biggest piece of Ninjago news I've seen since the Ninjago series ended with March of the Oni. Now, we've had, obviously, it went till Crystallized, but I think this is the biggest Ninjago news. Whether this will be good or not, I think this is the biggest piece of news we've had. Kevin and Dan Hageman, who did Ninjago seasons 1 through 10, and they also did the pilots, of course, have been tapped to script a Lego Ninjago movie for Universal. Now, we knew that Lego movies were going to be going to, I think, a different studio, so now they're going to be doing different Lego movies in general for Universal now, I suppose, and it's not just Ninjago. I guess they're doing more than one. And the Hagemans are back. Dan and Kevin Hageman, the legends themselves. These guys, they're back. And I couldn't be happier. Unfortunately, the only thing that I just don't know what to think here is they've been saying that this is going to be a live action Lego movie or Ninjago movie. I don't know how that works. I don't know what that means, because if you look at the Lego movie, that's a live action representation of what it would kind of be, right? You had like Will Ferrell and all them in the Lego movie, the original Lego movie. You had real people in it. They kind of tapped into the real world scenario there with the Lego brand, and all that stuff. So I don't know what a live action Ninjago movie is. Is it just the story of Ninjago in some way, but it's just an actual normal movie, but it's called Ninjago, and then they make some sets on it? I don't know what that means exactly, but I think I've become enough disconnected from Ninjago where I'm open to seeing whatever here, because I haven't found something I've loved for Ninjago for a while, and I am all open to see the original creators, the legends themselves, come back to write something for Ninjago. Whatever it is, whatever it's going to be, I'm open to it. So let's read a little bit here. After creating and writing the first of many seasons of the long-running animated series for Ninjago for the LEGO Group, brothers Kevin and Dan Hageman have been enlisted to script a new live-action film in the LEGO Ninjago franchise for Universal Pictures. News of the new Ninjago comes following word that Jake Cashton, Patty Jenkins, and Joe Cornish are on board to direct live-action LEGO movies for Universal. Details as to the plot of the Hageman's film are under wraps. Jill Wilford and Ryan Christians will produce for the LEGO Group. Universal's Executive Vice President of Production Development, geez, that's a mouthful, Matt Riley, and Director of Production Development, Jacqueline Garrell, will oversee the project for the studio. Just a bunch of whatever. So a lot of people are now in production for this movie. So this isn't just like, they're going to make like a cute little thing on Netflix where Ninjago is now. They're not going to do like a little thing on Netflix and make it for like a 45-minute movie. It really seems like this will be a Lego movie. And it's not just Ninjago. So it seems like Lego is going forward and trying something new here with Lego. And it's not just Ninjago, and they're all listed as live action. Now, we've seen some live action adaptations of stuff recently. You know, if you look at that Minecraft trailer for that Minecraft live action, we desperately do not want anything like that to happen.
I am Steve.
That looks atrocious. So if that happens, that will be rough. But I don't know what they'll do. You know, they can play around and, you know, get a little unique with it. Maybe they'll just tell a normal story with like normal people, you know, a normal live action movie, and then they'll make some sets based off of it. And they'll kind of maybe they'll retell the Ninjago story in some way. Maybe it'll be like a reboot. I don't know. But the Hagemans involved is the only reason I have any interest here, because these guys, dude, they're freaking legends. They made what Ninjago is. They understand what Ninjago is, and I'm here for it. So you see the Deadline article here on Twitter or X, and they posted about the Ninjago movie and the Hageman brothers themselves, Dan and Kevin Hageman. We've always dreamed of a live-action Ninjago movie. Now it has a chance to become real. Glad to be back in the saddle. So this could be anything, guys. And I'm going to follow it here. I'm going to see what's going to happen. But we are getting another Ninjago movie. I'm not a fan of the actual Ninjago movie that we got in 2017. I'm not a big fan of it at all. I don't think it was too great. The Hagemans were still involved with Ninjago, but kind of near their way out. And the Ninjago movie was just something completely separate, you know, that first one there. So I don't know what this will be. But the Hagemans, you know, if you look back at that 2017 movie, they should have been part of that movie. They should have been doing that movie to begin with. So them being involved now is incredible. I don't know what they've been doing since they've left Ninjago. I have not followed them since then, but I do know that they're coming back. They're coming back to do something for Ninjago, and I think that's pretty cool. And I would still say it's a big step up. You know, they're doing a movie now, an actual full movie here for Ninjago, and it's definitely a step up from the animated series that we got. And I can't say I'm looking forward to it. I'm cautiously optimistic because I don't know what this live action Lego thing could be. But look, if anyone can pull it off with the brand of Ninjago, it would be Dan and Kevin Hageman. So I am so happy to see these legends back. I was always hoping they'd come back and do something, and I'm glad they're back in the world of Ninjago. They understand the world of Ninjago. They created the world of Ninjago. They are crucial to the creation and the evolution of what this brand and this theme for Lego ended up becoming. You know, they are a key part. Now, obviously, there's a lot of other players that are involved in the whole, you know, creation of the show, of course, but they were the head guys, man, and I am all here for it, man. I am looking forward to it, and I just hope they make something great. But yeah, I needed the pipe in on this. This is pretty big news for Ninjago. Ninjago's on the Dragons Rising phase right now. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know if I'm not even really tuning in anymore to it. This really seems like it's going to be its own separate thing almost. It just feels like something completely different again. Kind of like that Ninjago movie from 2017. So we'll see what happens. I hope it's good. The legends are back. And if it's something great and it starts to look good, you may hear from me again.